Hi, welcome to Scofield Farm. Today we are finally gonna lay out my peppers, maybe my eggplant and like other herbs, and get at least started on planting them. This is the latest I've ever planted peppers and eggplant and that kind of stuff besides 1 year. And it was the year 5 years ago we bought this property because we didn't have any garden beds built until Mother's Day weekend. Mother's Day weekend is this upcoming weekend, so it's pretty close timing wise. We have a lot of work cut out for us because we have a bunch of things I just kind of let bolt. Brassicas that include broccoli, kale, cauliflower, cabbages that we actually have to take out to make room to even plant our peppers and eggplant and stuff. It's also rather difficult to walk because my husband is putting in new irrigation for half of our garden. So he's got huge trenches. He's been working really hard on this, and you got a little trickiness to try to not fall in the trenches while we lay out plants. I think we have zinnia volunteering up in this bed. I know we have calendula, but I'm pretty sure that we have zinnia too because I had some huge, beautiful zinnia in here. So I'm gonna probably transplant some of these, they're just all over the whole bed, into different places in the garden because the zinnia seeds I planted haven't come up yet. So that would be very helpful. So lots of cleanup of this garden bed for us to even be able to do anything at all. I'm gonna keep 2 of the cauliflower that don't have heads yet and aren't bolting. It's supposed to be 100 degrees in a week, so they may bolt anyway, but I'm gonna keep those in there just in case. The off chance we get cauliflower, the off chance. Everything else is bolting. A lot of it has tons of aphids as well, so the chickens can go to town eating those bugs. We are finally laying out some of the bell peppers. We're gonna probably make this bed like bell and sweet peppers again. That's what I did the last couple years. I liked it. I have one pepper that actually overwintered right there that's coming back. I'm not positive what it is, but I'm gonna keep it the same so that kind of blends in, and we'll find out what our mystery pepper is. Aren't those pretty? Quick reminder, if you enjoy our content, I would really appreciate you hitting the like button and subscribing so that you can stay up to date with future videos. I have wonderful helpers in the garden all the time. Uh-oh! We laid out our sweet peppers, so many fun things in here from banana to Jimmy Nardello. We have lots of kinds of bells. Sunbright Yellow, a yellow bell from Halden Gardens, Yolo Wonder Red. We have Corno de Toro. We have Corbaci, we have banana, and then it's just gonna be a really fun bed. And all of it is sweeter types of peppers. So we're not gonna plant these tonight. We will plant them tomorrow, but they are ready and laid out and planned out. I think this bed will be jalapenos, serranos, Santa Fe, sugar rush peach, all sorts of fun things. It's going to be such a fun garden this year. Aren't those such pretty calendula?
Yeah, so the up here is like undisturbed. Down there he's very curious about, right?
So true. We have a critter that has been digging up our potato bed. So if we're gonna leave these in here overnight, we're gonna leave them in here where hopefully he'll leave them alone just so we can get one night of getting them planted. And there's hardware cloth under here, that's true. We put hardware cloth under all our raised beds. The only bed that doesn't have it is that potato bed, old potato bed. And we've lost a lot of plants there this late spring. Such a bummer. Pretty much all of my lettuce is bolting, and it's about to be 100 degrees. So anything that's not bolting will. All right, it's the next day and we're finally getting some of them planted in this bed. I had 2 of my teenage boys. Well, I guess one's not a teenager, he's 20, but they came and did some, but they're so funny. They kind of pick and chose which ones to plant. So there's a bunch kind of in the middle that we have left to do today. And then we haven't even laid out the other beds. I am thinking we are doing 2 more beds of peppers. That is probably the amount of space that we're needing to actually get them all in. I like to plant them about 10 inches apart. There is a saying that peppers like to hold hands, and so I let them shade each other so they don't get sun scald while they are changing to their fully ripe color. Side note, but this echinacea is about to bloom and I'm so excited to have it back. Oh, it's going to be so pretty. So while he's planting those peppers in that bed, I was checking for all the different seeds I direct sowed of like spaghetti squash, different pumpkins, cucumbers, and some of them are coming up today that weren't coming up last night. Let me show you. So I already have my loofah, and then I have over here spaghetti squash. And you can see it just going to come up right there. Also, I have over here some different pumpkin. One is like an Oregon sweetmeat. I think that's what's coming up over there. You see little tiny pumpkin starts coming up. The Cinderella pumpkin's not yet, but I think it will really soon. And we still need to place all of these peppers. These are like a little bit spicier. Let's say Sugar Rush Peach, Jalapeno, Anaheim level. We got to put them in this bed and see how well they fit. We still have other peppers we haven't laid out that I think will go in this bed over here that I still am waiting on cabbage. I think the cabbage might bolt because it's supposed to be 101 in like a day or 2 or 102 or something like that. But this is going to be the last one I plant, just so even if they just grow a tiny, tiny bit more, we get a little bit more growth before we harvest, you know, maybe mostly outer leaves. That's okay. I still would like to have something. Like, it looks like it's really trying to head, even though it's not a tight head. I think it's because it's so warm. Ever slowly, we are coming along. Once again, we're interrupted by life, but we will be back out here and try to finish up some more. Day three of trying to get this place planted. It is crazy. I feel like we're racing the clock for the heat. Right now, this very minute, it's 93 degrees outside. Just want to remind you, if you didn't know this, it was 34.5 in my garden just a couple mornings ago. This is Friday, Sunday morning. So it's like totally whiplash of temperatures and weather. We're trying to get stuff planted. We haven't even got our new beds mulched. This is like kind of sheer craziness, but that is the adventure of living in Northern California, it seems. Planting away. This bed actually looks pretty good. It's just not actually, you know, it's lightly mulched because it's an existing bed of ours. I still don't feel like it's really ready for the heat. So we're gonna probably have to make quite a few wheelbarrow trips of mulch. Like over here, this bed, it dries out so fast on top because it's suddenly so hot. We have to get our wood chips in. This is super crucial. I've got everything laid out so my husband knows exactly where to plant. We are pulling so many leeks that are bolting, which is fine. We'll eat them, but we definitely need to freeze some because we have a fridge full of leeks already. And this will just free up more room to plant more stuff. So it's not a bad thing. But we have so many. Let me show you. They're big like this. Huge, huge bolting heads. So hopefully they're not too tough down below. That's what I'm hoping. But we did get a lot planted, and I'm going to have to walk you around and show it. We put eggplant in the end of this bed and a bunch of celery in the back, just like we did before. Just replace them with new ones. Put some basil in the front. There's just so many good things. I can't even show you. I'll have to do another garden tour. My husband really did a ton. I think he probably planted close to 300 plants. We have a little bit left to plant, a little bit of our really super spicy peppers, but everything else is pretty much planted. Even most of our flowers, I think all of our herbs are planted. So we have made a ton of progress. Just have to get those really spicy ones, but we will do that a different day. And now I'm really excited to do another garden tour for you because it looks so different all over again. I would take you through and show you all the beds, but we'll just save that for a different video. You'll have to be watching for it. We'll call it our May garden tour. And I'm so happy that this is all coming together before we hit the 102 degrees, which got changed to 104 degrees on the forecast. So hopefully all these plants get a little bit of time to settle in, to acclimate before it is that brutal, brutal heat. One thing we're gonna have to make sure and do, which we always do in our hot climate, is we're going to have to mulch them really well before we hit that triple digit day, because otherwise when we water, it just evaporates. It doesn't actually keep the soil cool and give those roots time to really settle and get established. We really want them to get established. It's tricky here. We are a very hot, dry climate, but that is why mulching is so good. I will link to that video for you to watch next. All the reasons that I think mulching is key to growing a garden. I'll see you over there.